Hello and welcome back to another episode of StarCraft, and well, we only have 4 placement matches remaining before we find out what league I managed to insert myself into. And well, we've got ourselves another Zerg versus Zerg. My opponent is a gold Zerg, and well, this is not going to be a live cast, frankly. I hardly have enough brain cells to just talk, let alone to talk while using every one of those brain cells to try to play this game. Because as is, honestly, I disappoint myself watching these things. Like, I get to see the stats afterward. Like, I get to be this kind of competitive person that really likes to learn and grow. And I do actually look at all the stats behind this, and it's so painful, but we are going to be working on that. And so far, last episode managed to hold my own against gold, so we'll see if we can keep it up here. And oh boy, do we have a messy one here. So I am by no means an expert in this game. I can only narrate what I'm thinking about as it's going on. And so far, I haven't seen anything that's exceptional, so I'm just gonna keep doing the same builds I was doing last time, which is basically just a bunch of roaches smashed at the front of their face and just try to correctly react to whatever they do when they just start getting smashed by roaches across their face. It's really, if you're not familiar with StarCraft, that just sounds like some kind of a horrifying fate. But as you guys know, I'm usually pretty aware with the minimap and general map awareness in games, and the first match I was completely unable to look at the minimap at all. I understood nothing. This one, I am happy to say that I can actually look at the minimap now. I figured out where it is. It is in fact in the bottom left corner, and you see right there, I saw the Zerglings coming out. I'm like, oh yes, there's Zerglings coming out. I have no Zerglings or defensive units. Thankfully, they're so far away that I can start building them now and have them here by the time that the enemy forces arrive. So I was quite happy with everything that's going on right here, right now. I see his expansion coming up at later than mine, so I know that can be ahead on the economic game should I so desire to head down that path. Just a little bit of manual control of the Zerglings here, so I don't have to worry about too much there. And that's it. I see them coming with Zerglings. I know I have more, so I don't have to worry about it, and that's not going to be anything to worry about. I'm just going about thinking about what I need to do next, building more drones, no panic, nothing. I was so happy with this response. It just feels good. It just feels good. It's just like, yes, I didn't panic. Nothing horrible happened. I'm alive. I can just continue on. Haven't seen anything exciting out of my opponent. He's still on 2 bases. I see a drone going out to build a 3rd, so I know that there's not going to be any kind of massive attack coming anytime soon. So I'm free to keep taking my 3rd, which I got just before my opponent. So now we're even. We've built just about the same amount of Zerglings. Like, everything's going quite well, except I'm a little bit ahead. At least I think I'm a little bit ahead. That's what's going through my mind right now. I'm like, yes, I got this. I try to send my Overlord in there, but there's obviously a Zerg Queen sitting there, so I just try to back him out and hopefully he survives. Pro tip, everyone dies eventually. But that's it. I just keep going around. As I'm starting to get a lot of drones. I see I've got a lot of drones in my main, so I'm going to take some gas. It's about time for me to take the gases anyway, so I can start building roaches. So I send those off into the Vespene Geyser, transfer a few, make sure the waypoints are set so I don't gather any more unnecessary drones at that edge. More Zerglings. Yay. They're doing a whole lot. They just wanted to get a scout off to see what I was doing, but I'm going for roaches. Put down the layers, start spending all the resources that I gathered up, put it all down, and we're good. We're good. All I need is a few more gases, and there we go. I'll put more drones into those when those are complete, and that's it. Everything should be happy. I don't see anything else, really. I haven't seen anything leave his main base, anything important anyways, no large group of units, and that's it. And I'm so happy, guys. Like, this feels so good. Like, yes. But at this point, I'm just like I'm trying to get it so it's just mechanical, so it happens in the back, in my subconscious, so I don't have to think about it. Now, most of these clicks I am actively thinking about, but there's really not much to say here. I'm just building more drones, making sure my gases are populated, my extractors, and here I'm actually thinking about how I'm going to scout to see what he's doing. And for this case, I got the layer, and sent that layer or got the built-in overseer from that overlord that survived the first initial run-in with the queen. Getting my upgrades for the roaches once the roaches come out. That way the upgrades are already ready to go, so we can have a nice, strong bunch of roaches. Isn't it beautiful? This makes me happy. Unfortunately, my opponent has different plans. He doesn't want me to get these roaches, and we'll find out pretty quickly. If you notice, I moved my mouse into the supply up on the top right corner to see how many drones I had. I had 62 drones, which is a fairly good number, I think. And so from here on out, everything else should be a mix of overlords and roaches. Now, what I'm doing there is I'm spending some time to move my overlords around, partially to get the more vision across the different places of the map, partially because I was supply blocked and I didn't just know what else to do with my time other than wait for overlords to complete. And there I did see he was building a roach warren, so I expect roaches out of him. So I'm thinking I should be a little ahead in economy. I should be a little ahead on most other things. So all I have to do is just build up roaches. If he's doing the same thing, I should have more roaches than he will. And I'll just smash across the map. And if we have the same attack going, mine's bigger, and I'm just gonna win. That's what's going through my mind right now. And I'm thinking, yes, I can do this. I can win. No foreshadowing, I promise. And yes, I did see that I had too many workers in that one spot. So, I don't know how long that was there, honestly. I wasn't paying attention. I see he's got a lot of Zerglings coming off to the side. Obviously, he knows I have this third base because he had the Overlord sitting over there. I figured he's planning for an attack, so why not just have my army rally over there and solve that problem. One thing I do have a little bit of problem with is the hotkeys. I'm happy with hotkeys. I love hotkeys, as you guys know. Whenever I play a game that doesn't have them, I'm always very frustrated. But when it comes to StarCraft, specifically with the Zerg, I have a difficult time getting newly created units into my existing hotkeys, because if I start creating... Oh, okay. Now this is where I start panicking. To come back to that previous thought, because surprise, he's got a lot of Mutalisks. So I'm like, alright, that's not what I expected. My roaches can't actually hurt the Mutalisks, so now I gotta do things about this. I'm not confident that the number of roaches I have will be sufficient to deal with his entire army, as well as, well, his entire base, especially because roaches can't hit up, they can't stop the Mutalisks. But I do have one plan, and that's just to move across the map and kill him. Because I see the Mutalisks coming in, and all I gotta do is start hitting his base, stay alive from the Zergling attack. I kill all the Zerglings, and then move right across the worlds, and he's gotta kill all my units before, well, my units kill his base. His options at this point are to chase my units down and try to kill them all, or to just try to kill my base. And if you guys see my spore crawlers there, I've got a lot of queens. It's spore crawlers. He's gonna have a hard time doing that, especially because Mutalisks aren't really known for their damage output. So he's gonna try to defend himself here. And it's gonna turn into a bit of an interesting little race. Because I'm like, alright, how do I do this most efficiently? Well, one thing I definitely don't want is, I don't want him having a base. Like, the main hatcheries need to go down, so I'm gonna just take care of that. I don't need to worry about the extractors, but I do want to get rid of the Zerglings. So let me just get rid of the Zerglings real quick, and then just keep moving over. Now, I do notice that I'm actually starting to float some resources here, get a bit of a bank going, so yeah, there we go. Off building more things in the background, which, another thing, makes me very happy about myself. I'm learning to do that. That way I can keep microing this and not just completely helplessly, well, just gather resources that'll never be used. And see, now I'm all the way down, used all my resources, at least all my minerals. But I do not get this layer. And that's a problem. Because he still has a base. He can still mine minerals, he can still do things. He's not stopped, and he has an army. And guess what? I built another army while I was attacking! So now I have an army too. Unfortunately, the army that I built is incapable of dealing any damage to the Mutalisks, and I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have anything that can hurt the Mutalisks, so he's just gonna kinda come over here and kill me. I can't stop it. So at this point, I'm just gonna send my roaches over again and try to deal as much damage as I can, while having that base just count as a sacrifice. Build a couple more spore crawlers, because he's got a lot of Mutalisks. At some point in time, just a couple seconds ago, you can see the building right there, the Hydralisk Den. That is my response to trying to figure out how to kill these Mutalisks, because nothing's gonna work. So at this point, I know that I'm in a bad way. Like, his Mutalisks are wounded. I had a fair few Spore Crawlers, so he couldn't just straight outright kill me just yet. And it did cost him a lot of Mutalisks, but he can just kind of kill everything I have at my base, eventually. Fortunately, what does it right here when it calls him to throw the GG is I just have so much more. And that made me so happy, guys. As my stats on this one was actually noticeably better than a previous match. Not that I have really a whole lot of other matches to go off of, as I show everything here, but I do go into practice every so often. But for now, have a good one, everyone, and I see you guys later.